Welcome back to class, ladies and gentlemen. We just finished our green magic class. We gained 2 green magic. We're 1 away from getting another point, so that's good. Yeah. I should start reading instead of start skipping. Today is the deadline to register for the class elections. My parents would certainly like to see me take charge, see how I handle myself as a leader without the power of my name to make people follow me. I'm only in America for a year. Do I really need more responsibilities? I can't exactly remember what I did last time. I want to try and make this re-recording as similar as possible to my to the lost episodes. But I think there's no reason to not run for office, honestly. At least none that I know of. So I'm going to click run for office, because there's a little cheese that I did regarding money, but I'll show you guys when we get there. Right, I should talk to Professor Potsdam after today's activities. Green magic class is a success. Now, my little jumping beans, are you all feeling energetic today? Actually, I feel great. Wow, it actually determines the stress level. Well, whether or not you're ready, you will be in a moment. That's something strangely mischievous in the way she said that. Today, rather than use of magic of life to heal yourselves, you'll learn to use it to improve yourselves. Your own patterns will always be the easiest to adjust. After all, you know yourselves best. However, tinkering with your own life energy is a dangerous prospect. Remember, changes should be subtle and gentle. By enhancing yourself, you can increase your strength and physical durability for a short period of time. This might allow you to push a heavy obstacle out of the way, or to survive an attack which would otherwise have overpowered you. But remember, the increase in health is only temporary, but injuries you sustain are not. A wound which seemed unimportant in your enhanced state might prove too much for your normal self. How might you handle that problem? Virginia raises her hand. Cast the enchantment spell again, then it won't wear off and you can be even stronger. Oh my, well I suppose that is one way. But you might find it more sustainable to heal yourself first. I learned a new spell, Boost Strength. Increases physical strength and health. Bonus health will be lost when the spell ends. Cool. I tracked down Professor Potsdam after class. Yes, Charles? I'd like to run for class office. Oh, wonderful. I'll put your name down for president then, shall I? Is there another option? Not that you need to worry yourself about. Now, as your good friend William has previously ran a successful campaign, I'm sure he can advise you. Advise me? So many decisions to make, my pigeon. You'll want to get a head start on your strategizing, won't you? And you'd better get to him tonight, before the chicken flies the coop. Sometimes I'm not sure I understand what this woman is saying. Now, I have other candidates to speak to. Have a lovely weekend. She leaves. I suppose I should go and look for William. After wandering around for a while with no luck, I try William's door. Yes? Oh, hello, Charles. Have you made any progress on that little subject we talked about? I haven't really found the right moment yet. Maybe on the weekend? Right, that's another thing I need to think about. I'm running for class president, and Professor Potsdam told me I should talk to you about how to run a campaign. President? I thought that what? It's no secret that Minnie Cochran wants the position. She's been laying the groundwork all semester. Is that what the study club idea was about? Everyone knows and trusts her. You've got your work cut out for you. Do you think I can win? I can't promise anything, but I can give you some campaign pointers at least. The first thing you need is a campaign theme, a name and a slogan that makes people want to vote for you. Minnie is playing the responsibility angle. Hard worker, top student, dedicated to helping others. You can't compete there. You are gonna have to be charming, exotic, exciting, worldly. You know, you're the first Latvian a lot of these freshmen have ever met. Latvian, yeah. I'm totally from there and not from Illyria. You could romanticize that, play up images of knights and castles. That is exactly the direction I can't go in. If someone saw me playing Crowns and Kings and described me to their parents, they might guess who I really am. So, think about it. Also, save your allowance this weekend. You'll need it for campaign equipment. Okay. Can we meet tomorrow to talk about the options? No, not tomorrow. The upperclassmen are going to be going to an off-campus activity tomorrow. We'll be away most of the day. But that'll give you a chance to start charming your classmates. I guess freshmen aren't invited to this activity. On Monday, you'll meet with a professor to plan your campaign spending. I'll catch up with you then. Have a good weekend. He goes back into his room. Man, it's so... not evil, but it's so, what is it? It's like wagging a carrot in front of the horse's face when they say that the upperclassmen have this activity that they go to that's both been in this game and the previous game, but we are not able to participate in, right? So, at least not that I know of. There might be a way to do it on William's route, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't played William's route. But yeah, it's stuff like that that makes you really want to get a third game in the series. Preferably when you're a upperclassman, maybe, but either way, it's fine. Like, if I'm another freshman in another alternate history, then so be it. On Saturday morning, the mail and allowances arrive. When I go out into the hallway, I spot Luke. Hey, heading for the mall? Maybe. I haven't asked Logan yet, and Donald's in detention already. Did you hear about the Apple Festival? Is that the off-campus activity the upperclassmen are going to? He nods. Apparently it's a big deal harvest fair, with foods and craft and dancing. All the seniors go. Do you have something like that where you come from? Our biggest festival is in the spring. It's too bad freshmen can't go to this Apple Festival. I'm curious to see how Americans celebrate. Oh well. What should I do today? Oh yes, that's a good question. What should I do today? I feel like I want to go study. I make my way to the Irish Academy Library. There's a surprising number of people in here. I wouldn't have thought studying on a Saturday was so popular. The librarian, Miss Darden, sits behind the front desk, largely unconcerned with all the goings-on. Students, mostly freshmen, are clustered at the tables in tiny groups, and running back and forth between them is... Hi, Charles. Hi. Welcome to the study club. Well, it's not an official club, but that's not important. What really matters is that the students receive the care and support they need. Now, how can I help you? Magical study tips? American customs? Dungeon problem solving? She really is putting in the effort to help everyone. Dungeon hint? What are this? Let's try this. Actually, I'd like to talk about the dungeons. I got through fine, but I don't know if it was the most efficient solution. Sure, I can talk about that. So part of this dungeon was in the dark. It is possible to find your way through dark areas with magic. A breeze spell or tracking scent can give you an idea of which way to go, even if you can't see it. However, unless the right way is to go forward, you'll have to try and turning in the dark is confusing. You never know which way you'll end up facing, so you have to cast the spell again every time you've turned. Also, even if you found your way to the important room, you wouldn't be able to see items to interact with in the dark. If you use Spirit Sense in the dungeon, you might have found a guide that could lead you to the hidden exit. But if he tried to guide you through the dark, you would get lost, and you'd never find your guide again. All in all, the most important thing to do was to remove darkness with light spells. Someone attuned to green magic could cast track scent after every step to follow Professor Potsdam's trail through the dungeon. Oh, I didn't realize you could do that. That would lead to the vines, which need to be... She tells you? Oh, I felt so proud of that. I didn't realize the game just told you. Oh no, I feel like my victory is lessened now. But hey, it's still a personal victory, okay? That would lead to the vines, which would need to be healed in order to make them strong enough to climb out the dungeon. If you are best at red magic, you could follow a breeze to the secret door and then blast it open. With white magic, the spirit guide could lead you to the hidden switch that opens the door. If you are best at black magic, you could detect the magical door and open the trigger, open or trigger it without even finding the switch. So you see, there's really quite a lot of options. She keeps talking for a while about optimal mapping strategies and destructible niches. Where does she get so much energy? Niches? I don't know which one that is. Cool, I didn't realize that was a thing. As I'm heading back to my room, I feel a strange tickling sensation in my mind. Thoughts twitch and flicker, as if I was struggling to remember something and jumping from memory to memory. But I'm not trying to remember. Am I? Is someone using magic to send me a message? Curious, I tune my thoughts. Charles, are you there? There where? I'm on the quad. Right, good. The buses are on their way back. What's going on? I've been away for cider day. That's, I know about the festival. Right. Well, almost the entire class was there, including Damien. And that's unusual. He never goes to off-campus events where he'll have to disguise himself. A blue devil with wings does require a bit of glamour to explain to the non-magical. So I kept my eye on him all day, at the fair, to see what he's up to. He bought an apple pie. And that's bad? I'm pretty certain it's a present. Box, bow, calligraphy, all that. It's gotta be for Ellen. This is your chance to interfere. I can't just rip a present out of a girl's hands. He won't just give it to her. I know him. There's always drama. Always a game. Just what happened between William and Damien in the past? We're on our way back now. Go to Horse Hall near Ellen's room. Just to see what happens. Even if all you do is spoil his grand entrance. Alright. I did agree to this. I make my way over to Horse Hall, trying not to be noticed. I spotted Ellen and Virginia walking towards the cafeteria, so they're probably going to dinner. So, with any luck, they won't be back for a while and they'll never know I was hanging around outside their room. If I knew more blue magic, I could blend seamlessly into the walls, but as it is, I'll have to settle for being sneaky. I don't think there's a way to get that much blue magic at this point in the game, is there? Well, hold on, I've got 16 and 10 in green magic already. So, I guess if I just focused on blue magic all the way, I'd be at like, what, 26, 25, something like that? So maybe. I hang around a corner doing my best to look casual and bored, like I'm thinking about something else entirely. And I steer clear of the girls' bathroom. Nothing seems to be happening. Was William wrong? Am I missing dinner for no reason? If I weren't so desperately bored, I might not have noticed the tiny sound, but right now any change is exciting. I definitely heard something. I didn't see anyone approach. I don't hear footsteps. Is someone there? I'm not trying to have an actual confrontation with Damien. I'll wait a moment before checking. I don't hear anything else. So I walk back around the corner to Ellen and Virginia's room. There's a small box sitting right in front of the door. The box is tied with a blue ribbon and has "To Ellen" written on it in gold, flower-flowing letters. Search for Damien? I don't think I'll be able to search for Damien, will I? Green magic, black magic? Let's try it. Is he lurking around here? Track scent. The most recent person I can sense passing here is myself. Either I walked over his tracks or he was never here. What about spirit sense? No other minds nearby. Okay, so let's try just track sense. Examine the box. Is this the pie William was expecting, or something else? I can cast inspection. Sure, let's do it. I cast a spell focusing on the details of the box. I can sense the little grooves where the inscription on top was handwritten, the neatly trimmed edges of the ribbon, and inside... yep, that's a pie. Not sure what else I was expecting. Suddenly I hear voices approaching. So long as it's not Jacob, anyone but Jacob. Huh? What have you got there? I quickly pick up the box. Bluff, of course. I open the box, folding it over to display the pastry and hide the inscription. It's a pie, from the Apple Festival. I thought we could all share it. You got to go to cider day? No, but William did, and he's my senior, and I felt bad about the mess with Donald last week. So, on behalf of Wolf Hall, or at least on behalf of me, a peace offering. This had better not be a trick, or you're going to be wearing that pie. How could it be a trick if I'm going to eat it with you? I hope Damien didn't put some sort of love potion in the pie. That could get awkward. And that's intended for an entirely different genre of video game, huh? So what do you say? Apple pie? Alright, let's go back to the cafeteria. I'm not sure... I don't know if I like apple pie. I've never eaten it. What? How could you have never had apple pie? That's like a requirement of American culture. I just haven't. I've never had American-style pie myself, so this is a good time to try it out. And if anyone doesn't want theirs, I'll eat the rest. In the end, we split the pie, which is pretty tasty, and they never guess that Damien was involved. Very nice. We managed to spin that to our benefit. Man, I wish I was as quick thinking as my character there. In that moment where all of a sudden he was spotted and he had to think on his feet, he just suddenly went, hey, this is a peace offering, sorry about last week. Like, how must brains operate for them to come up with that so quickly? I don't even know. Brains are weird, man. Yep, pretty much. Brains are just weird. I don't even have to guess who's knocking at my door this morning. Come in, William. Hi. I wanted to apologize. I put you on the spot yesterday. I know this probably seems a little weird, sneaking around and getting worked up over a guy buying a pie. I'm taking things too personally, I know. I'll try to back off. Okay. So how'd it go? No problem. Ellen will never know Damien tried to give her a pie. William really doesn't need to know more than that. Well, that's good. He sighs. Look, normally I'd say this is none of my business, but as it is, I think you've made it my business. What's the story with you and Damien? Oh, that. We had a misunderstanding a long time ago. I don't say anything but wait for him to continue. Do you really need to hear this? If it's making him this nervous, then yes, I probably do. I nod and wait. Fine. He turns away from me as he speaks. In my freshman year, I was assigned to Falcon Hall. Damien was my next-door neighbor. He was the first person I met at Iris Academy, and we made friends right away. He was charming and exotic, like no one I'd seen. Not because of his bloodline. We'd had otherworld visitors before at home, but there was just something about him. He always had ideas. He always had a good story. He was so easy to go along with whatever... It was so easy to go along with whatever he wanted. And honestly, I was flattered by the attention. He made it seem like I was the irresistible one. Like I was worth... He was good at making people believe things. You can probably guess where this is going. He betrayed you? I wish it had been something as simple as cheating. I could have understood that. It would have hurt, but thinking I wasn't good enough to keep him. But it would be a story that made sense. After he got what he wanted, he changed. Suddenly I was nothing to him. Less than nothing, I was a joke. It was all some demon game to him. How lucky was I to be the first target on his list? I didn't take it well. I didn't want to believe how easily I'd been fooled. He made up all kinds of horrible lies about me, about my family, crazy things. I didn't know what to believe. In the end, what it came down to was me punching him in the face with a dozen witnesses, and that's how I was sent to Wolf Hall. So you see, I know what he can do to people. He shakes his head. I'm sure you don't want to hear me go on about ancient history. Everything seemed more dramatic when you're young, and all your times are the first time. I don't want to see another freshman year ruined the way mine was. I'm sure Ellen will be fine. You're probably right. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll see you tomorrow for the campaign strategy meeting. He leaves. Damn, William. At the end of the week, yada yada. We're at 19 minutes. Yeah, we are going for another one. I awaken on Monday to a knock on the door. Mr. Wynn? I step outside to find Professor Potsdam smiling at me. Good morning, dear. These are for you. She hands me a folder bulging with papers. The label on it reads Election Protocol. Have a look through, then meet me after class today to discuss your campaign strategy. Would it have made more sense to given me these on Friday? So I could study them over the weekend? A leader must be swift and decisive. You don't always get to plan ahead. Until then, toodaloo. What was that? Scheming? Apparently I'm scheming now? Interesting. She winks at me and sweeps away. Well, before anything else, I need to decide on my schedule for the week. Right. What's my stress at? Stress is at 13? Yeah, I'll do that. 16 and 10. I think we'll go for 16, 17, 18, 19. That's a good chance of getting to level 20. And then we'll do a black magic class. Alright, glad to know that we succeeded with sleeping. I head out early to meet up with William. Hey Charles! The main thing you need to do today is pick up your campaign theme or slogan, and to decide how you're going to spend your budget. Then tomorrow, and for the rest of the week, you'll have to attract as much attention as possible to yourself. If you look like a leader, a lot of people will believe you are one. So, themes. People go with joke campaigns, puns and silly names and things that they think will be memorable. What is the in-game day? Okay, I've still got a while before I get to the same day that I recovered my videos. Anyway, a guy ran as a grocery list once. Buy milk, buy bread, buy cheese, vote Fred. I wouldn't recommend it. It's better to associate yourself with a powerful mental image, even if it doesn't connect you to your name. So this, like, this slogan, it's interesting, like, the writing here is very interesting to me. I'm trying to take lessons from it as I can, but this is basically like a throwaway line that just adds a little bit of verisimilitude to the story that's going on here. So he's basically saying, well, it's clear what he's saying. Last year a guy ran as a grocery list once, but imagine the writers trying to come up with this. I imagine this must have been a thing that they were, that they had in their minds before, at least somewhat, before they wrote it in. But man, it just adds so much verisimilitude to this. I love it. Buy milk, buy bread, buy cheese, vote Fred. I mean, even this, like, you can see what he's trying to go for. He's trying to say that voting for him is as natural as buying milk, buying bread, and buying cheese, right? That was the whole thing. So there is actually a I wouldn't necessarily say a legitimate reason for him to have done this, but it's got thoughts behind it. So yeah, that's amazing. I love that. It's better to associate yourself with a powerful mental image, even if it doesn't connect to your name. Dragon's always popular, but kinda cliché. It'll do, but you could do better. A creature from your own homeland would work better, if it's something people would recognize. I don't want to be too specific about my identity, but a golden eagle might be an appropriate way to symbolize my heritage. Americans like eagles too, don't they? The other thing you need to do today is to order your campaign materials. I hope you've saved up some allowance, because funds are required to come from the candidate's own pocket. However, since the time frame for elections is so short, the school will provide the materials to order, so you won't have to stay up all night with markers and scissors. Now, you absolutely want at least posters or badges. That's the basics. That shows everyone who's running. Badges are probably better. People find it fun to collect them, so they'll naturally help spread them around. You can give away food. Everyone likes free food, but then it's gone, and they may not even remember who gave it to them. Upperclassmen have the option of buying custom-made treats marked with their slogans, but freshmen can't afford it. You've got a tough challenge ahead of you to beat Minnie, so take every boost you can get. But if you're going to be a leader, you need to make the final decisions yourself. Good luck. He waves to me he leaves me to make my way to my meeting with Professor Potsdam. I arrive in the empty conference room and take a seat, spreading out the folders worth of papers in front of me. The elections are held on Friday afternoon. By then I have to design a campaign, promote it, and write a speech to convince people to vote for me. That doesn't leave much time for trying to decide what I'd actually want to accomplish as a leader, versus what I need to say in order to get elected. I doubt the school would let a freshman class president change anything of substance, though. It's probably just a title. Oh, hello, Charles. I'm sorry that I'm late. There was a little bird in need of assistance. Well, are you ready to begin? Yes, ma'am. The first thing that we need is your official campaign nickname. That's how we'll announce you on Friday when you give your platform speech. You should also design your marketing material around your theme to tie the campaign together. How do I want the student bodies to think of me? We will go with the Wolf King. I like that. Might be a little bit presumptuous because I'm in Wolf Hall, and I'm basically saying that I'm the king of Wolf Hall, which also includes upperclassmen and seniors. So that might not be a good idea. We'll just go with Golden Eagle. Very majestic. though some might wonder why you're not a falcon. The eagle is stronger than the falcon. It's the best of both worlds. You also need to decide on how to spend your campaign budget. Now, candidates are restricted to using their own spending money to fund their campaigns. However, your parents have requested a special arrangement. Uh-oh. If you take an advance against your weekly allowance, you'll have full $100 to spend on campaign supplies. Isn't that cheating? Oh no dear, it's just a clever application of the rules. The funds are still coming from your school money. You won't receive any allowance for all those future weeks. Any student who thought of it could have made that request. But I didn't think of it, my parents did. William said I need every advantage I could get. Yes, we're taking the advance. Alright, I'll do it. Well then, what would you like to order? I'm sure you'll want posters and paper bags for your supporters to wear. I'm sure you want posters and paper badges. Did I say paper bags? Paper bags for my supporters to wear? Oops. Come on, Charles. Read English, please. Read proper English. We have some supplies in stock, and I can fetch a few other things from off-campus if you need them. You know, the one thing that I really want to buy is nothing else. Alright, good luck. But Charles, you spent nothing on the campaign! I know. That's my secret. You'll see how it turns out. Believe me, it'll turn out well. This morning marks the beginning of the highly abbreviated Student Council campaign season. Right now, the other candidates will be receiving their supplies. My only supply is myself, and whoever I can convince to follow my lead. It is a hopeless battle, but in the long run, it might benefit me to show myself as an honourable loser. I knock on Donald and Luke's door. Ready to go fight the good fight? You bet! Are you sure you want me along? You know a lot about attracting attention. Just don't set anyone's hair on fire. Of course not, I already did that one. Logan's helping Jacob with his campaign, so he can't join us yet. But Jacob's going for treasurer, not president, so we're not rivals and we can still stand together. Oh, good to know. Now, let's go. I spend the next hour with my hallmates introducing myself to every student who passes, shaking hands and smiling like a celebrity, or at least someone worthy of their vote. Elsewhere on the quad, I can see other candidates doing the same thing, with somewhat more success. Having trinkets to distribute does improve one's popularity. I don't recognise all the candidates, especially the upperclassmen, but I know a few. Logan's roommate Jacob is easy to spot. He appears to be using a fireball as his symbol, and giving out some sort of red candy. That wasn't on the school material list, but I suppose there isn't a rule against buying candy ahead of time. And then there is Minnie, surrounded by well-wishers and nearly bouncing on her toes from excitement. Each student that she speaks to walks away with a yellow paper hand pinned to air. Okay, it's not a yellow paper hand, it's a yellow paper that has been hand pinned to air robes. Cool. Well, I can't concern myself with her, I have a job to do. This is a good way to get my name out there, but it's tiring and boring. Green magic class, success. Alright, can we get to 20? If yesterday's campaigning was a dull and distant roar, today is more like standing directly underneath a waterfall. I love these chibi things. All over the main quad, students have taken up positions, shouting slogans and pressing colourful pieces of paper onto anyone who passes. Every year has multiple petitions up for vote, multiple candidates for each petition, multiple supporters for each candidate. Those who can are spraying magical sparkles or calling down beams of light around themselves to attract extra attention. Custom appears to prevent them from using spells to amplify their voices, at least, or we would all be deaf. Instead, everyone shouts messages as best they can. Taste of the victory! Angela for president! Kerrigan for secretary! The strength of the oak! Vote for Jacob the blazing fire! Follow the guiding light! Vote Bayerlin! Vote for Charles Wynn the golden eagle! William's at my side, his height helping to make us a little bit more visible. He chants along with me, smiling and waving at everyone who passes. The freshmen always look pleased when he catches their eyes. Male or female, a lot of people admire William. I do my best to greet as many people by name as I can. I wonder if a lot of his admiration... I wonder how much of his admiration is from the fact that he punched Damien. I don't I don't mean to be presumptuous, but I don't think Damien is very popular. Some of my fellow sports club members give me high fives as they pass. Will it be enough? Well, we'll find out soon enough. Green magic class success, okay. Another day, another morning of smiling and waving at and trying to look my best. This time I'm on my own. It wasn't fair to expect other people to get up early in the morning when they weren't even candidates. But I won't give up. I'm going out to fight this thing to the finish. And then I hope I'll sleep. Across the quad I can see Minnie, my opponent, cheerfully engaging with some of the crowds, with one exception. Barbara Solmoro, the quiet girl from Snake Hall. They're too far away for me to hear what they're saying, but I can see Minnie offering a hand to Barbara, and the other girl jerking away. Barbara throws out her arms behind her, her hands curling like claws, teeth bared. Minnie looks startled and slowly backs away. Oh, good old Barbara. I guess Barbara is even more tired of these campaigns than we are. Oh, I still love Barbara. Barbara's amazing. Oh, we didn't get green magic up. Oh well. We only got 1-1-1-1, huh? That's fine. After activities on Friday, each class has a scheduled time to come to the gym, where the officer candidates will make their final speeches before elections. We aren't allowed to vote in the elections for the higher classes, nor they in ours. Each class is meant to function as a separate unit. In theory, we know our own members best and we know what we want as a group. Therefore, we are not required to attend the speeches for the other classes. The freshman slot is the last one in the day, but I chose to come in early and watch a few speeches to get a feel for how things are usually done here. The candidates for president speak first, then the treasurers afterwards. It seems backwards to me, but I don't make the rules. Minnie Cochran climbs on stage, looking as bright-eyed and as enthusiastic at the end of the week as she was at the beginning. Hello everyone! How are you enjoying life at Iris Academy so far? Are you excited about your magic? Like all of you, I've waited years for this chance to finally set foot in the magical world and find out what I can do. We're only freshmen. We're at the very beginning of our lives. Our future holds so much more. But, to make the most of it, we have to work together, to combine our strengths and cover our weaknesses. All of you are powerful. Together, we are unstoppable. As your president, I promise that I will always be available to offer a helping hand to my classmates. Whether that means tutoring on weekends, crafting costumes for performances, cheering for sport matches, I'll be there. I am here because I want to help you get what you want. I am here to organize and represent you as a class. So, give me your hands, and let me see what we can do together. And let's see what we can do together. Vote Minnie Cochran for president. Everyone applauds. Amazing speech. That means it's my turn. Be formal. My fellow students, I stand before you today as a candidate for the freshman class president. I know I'm a newcomer here, and it is my goal at Iris Academy to learn as much as I can about your country and your traditions. That is why I want to be part of the student council, to make the most of my 1 year in America. I'm not afraid to make decisions or face the consequences of my actions. That's what makes a leader. I'm not going to spend a week on an opinion poll every time I need to make a choice. I'll take action and get things done. At the same time, I'm always willing to listen, and to change when change is needed. So are you willing to follow me? Vote the Golden Eagle for president. Everyone claps politely. I do like Golden Eagle, and his hair is wavy and gold. I like that. After that come the speeches for the candidates for treasurer. Jacob is running as the blazing fire. Ah, blazing. Blazing? I see it now. He gives a surprisingly short speech, largely boasting that because his family is wealthy, he can be trusted to handle money effectively. But everyone claps at great volume. I even hear someone shouting "woo" nearby. I suppose this audience would have been even more impressed by my heritage if they'd known it. The next speaker is Manuel Arias from Toad Hall. His speech is so quiet that it's hard for me to make sense of all the words, especially in his accent. I believe it was about being a hard worker who never shirks his duty. There is applause, but not as much excitement. And then it's time for the official voting process. At Professor Potsdam's direction, we line up single file in the hallway. One at a time, students are allowed into the room to cast their votes. Each student is given a pencil and a slip of paper with the names of the candidates for each office. We are directed to circle the name we wish to vote for, fold the paper in half, and push it through a tiny slot in a box. I expect the box is warded against any attempt to change previous votes by inscription spell. Still, surely no first-year student would expect to be able to outsmart the professors and subvert the process. Well, Donald might try, but I wouldn't. For president, I'll vote for Minnie. I circle the name. For treasurer, I'll vote for Manuel. Yes, Manuel. Let's do it. I circle the name. Job done. After all the votes are counted, we assemble again in the gym for the results. The position for freshman class treasurer will be held by Manuel Arias. And I'm proud to announce that this year's freshman class president will be Minnie Cochran. I lost. I'd like to thank you all for your hard work this week. You students are what make Iris Academy truly great. The teachers need to speak to the newly elected officers afterwards to discuss their positions. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Alright, so you might be wondering, Charles, why did you do that? You threw the campaign by not buying any supplies. I wasn't intending to buy supplies. What should I do today? I intend to go on a spending spree. Let's do it, alright. What should I do at the mall today? We are going to the magic shop. Okay. When I enter the magic shop, I see that another student is already present, leaning up against the wooden counter to stare at the items on the back of the shelves. Long dark hair, purple cape. I think I know who that is. I don't intend to disturb her, but as I step closer she whirls around. Hi! Ah yes, good day to you. I was simply perusing the wares. They remind me of my ancestral mansion. Ancestral mansion? Isn't she a wild seed? Well, I suppose there are non-magical mansions in America. Sorry, I need to stroke my cat here. He is asking for attention. Aren't you, Tannis? Hey? Alright. Well, I suppose there are non-magical mansions in America. Maybe she comes from an old colonial family. I don't know anything about her background. Before I can say anything else, she grabs the side of her cape, sweeping it up in a dramatic arc, and flounces out of the shop. Never mind then. Right. What am I doing here? I want enchantments. So I have 130. We're gonna get a black charm for now. Buy a black charm, yep. Alright. And we're also gonna buy a green charm. Yep. So we have 70 left, that's okay. We can get a fancy wand. Costs 50 and upgrades our smarts, which is good. Hold on, we can get a fancy wand and glasses? Yeah, we can. Okay, fancy wand first of all. Let's buy the smart plus 25. Cool. And then we'll, of course, get glasses. Here we go. Now we are smart, because we look smart. Any of these that we can get? Pointed ears? Cost 20? Ah, we're 10 short. Oh well. It's okay. We can't buy any of the wings. The wings are 70... Oh, 45, okay. Go back. Done shopping. I finished my shopping and joined my fellow students to return to Iris Academy. I spot William in the hallway and he waves at me. Hey! Congratulations on your campaign. You didn't win, but you made a good showing. Thanks. He obviously expected me to lose. I suppose everyone did, but I'm sure there was a way I could have won. You've established yourself pretty well here. I guess you don't need a nursemaid anymore, huh? Nursemaid? It takes me a moment to put it together. The elections are over. That means someone else is senior class president, and William no longer has any official duties like helping me. Hey, aren't we friends? I thought now that you're not so busy with student council activities, we might hang out or something. I've always kind of wondered what you do on the weekends. Study? It's not very interesting. You're a wolf. I refuse to believe that you study all the time. Well, seeing your secrets, you know. We have more in our minds. And more need of some time to relax, I would think. I'm sure I'll be seeing you around, but you do better to spend the time with your classmates. I'll catch you later. He heads off to his room. Alright, well, we are going to end that one here. Wow, 40 minutes, oh my goodness. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and we need to bling ourselves out before we start off next week. Alright, I forget how I normally end this thing. Goodbye.